Welcome to my podcast. All right, so this was a question on the second mini quiz. Is triangle SRT congruent to triangle SUT? First of all, are the triangles congruent? And secondly, is the statement written correctly, that it matches up the corresponding parts? Well, the triangles are congruent if the statement is written correctly. We have, there we go, we have ST congruent to ST using the reflexive property. And then I'll write in the other ones. We also have RS congruent to US, and that is given. Notice I usually start with my givens, right? It's just a typical way to start a proof. However, nothing prevents me from starting with ST congruent to ST because it's not dependent upon me knowing those givens. We know that something shared is congruent to itself. And the other pair of sides is RT is congruent to UT. Boy, I don't happen to my T there, but it's like dropping out there. Okay, and that is also given. It's from the picture. We have our congruence markings shown in our diagram there. All right, so there's our three pairs of corresponding sides. Is that labeled correctly? All right, so, let me actually just write in this part. We can say the triangles are congruent. Actually, let's figure out if this statement is right, and then I will write the congruent statement below. And our reason, of course, will be side, 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 triangle congruence. That's good enough. I can't fit postulate in there. I guess I could put postulate right there. All right, let's see if it's written correctly. SR with SU. And I wrote it the other way, but that's okay. RS and US is also fine. All right, so that's good. We've got one statement named correctly in our label here. RT and UT, they match that one up correctly. RT and UT is matched up correctly. And of course, ST has to go with ST, right? So that is correct. And that means our statement was correct. So triangle SRT is congruent to triangle SUT. Just a little bit, there we go. To triangle SUT using side, 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 triangle congruence postulate, and it was matched up correctly in the statement. Okay, so that was a true. Then there were two more questions on the little practice quiz. And I'm sorry, we have one more question. We have three more questions. This one we just need to match up correctly. Right? So we do know the triangles are congruent. Right? The triangles are congruent using side, 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 triangle congruence postulate. We have three pairs of corresponding sides in one triangle, congruent to three pairs of corresponding sides in the other, right? So 3 is congruent to 3, and 4 is congruent to 4, and 5 is congruent to 5, right? So we have all the parts we need, which is the right statement. All right, well, I hope you didn't say ACB, because that's just naming the same triangle twice and mixing up the parts. So ACB was definitely a wrong answer. So it has to be one of the other three, that at least use the right sides from the right triangle. Which one, though, has the right sides from the right triangle in the right order? Well, AB, that's the side that's 3, goes with, so notice B here is between the side that's marked 3 and 4. R is the side that's is the angle, excuse me. B is the angle between the two sides marked 3 and 4. And R is the angle between the two sides marked 3 and 4. So we have to make sure we match up B and R. Right? So B is in the second position. I need R in the second position. Right? So that's going to, so this one we said was just wrong triangle. So that's going to eliminate this one because B is not congruent to S. That's not right. Now we need the right first one. Well, if we're starting with A, go into B, we got to start with S and go to R, which means this was the right answer. So if you said triangle SRQ was the correct triangle, you were correct. If you said anything else, hopefully you understand where your mistake was. This was the last two questions. This is also in your notes, right? So make sure you write the information down. Carmelita and Jonathan are trying to determine whether triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. All right, so over here, let's take a look at the first triangle. We have side AB. Actually, since my line is so crooked, I'm just going to do that. Side AB congruent to side DE. That's good. We have side CB congruent to side FE. That's good. All right, so now we need the included angle. Well, guess what? Angle B is the included angle. Angle F is not. Now, if we had just a little more information, right, notice that angle F and angle B aren't even marked congruent, right? They're different measurements. If we maybe knew what angles A and D were, then we could find angle E. Actually, if we just knew what angle D was, right? If we knew angle D, we could find the measure of angle E using third angle theorem. Write this down, right? So this will help you in future problems. Now, your question, by the way, was multiple choice. This is just some background information to help you understand the correct answer for the multiple choice part. So if we knew angle D, we could find the measure of angle E using third angle theorem, but we don't. Right? Therefore, we don't have enough information to determine congruent or not congruent. Okay, so it's not okay for you just to say we don't have enough information. You need to explain why we don't have enough information. Right, in this case, we don't have enough information because we don't know, there's no way for us to find the measure of angle E. Oops. Ooh. I forget, when I'm not in full screen, I can't just, things don't just get smaller, and I can't go to full screen when I'm recording. I have to do this. And so as I write more, I lose some of the parts. All right, so I'm just going to move this up just a little bit. So anyhow, I hope you realize what answer I'm going to choose as the correct answer here. Whoops. Let's move the we up. Now you can see everything at the same time. So add this to your notes, and next to it, add the following. Who was right? Jonathan was correct. Right? So that was the correct answer for the first multiple choice question. The second multiple choice question asked for the y, right? And we don't know that the included angles are congruent between the corresponding congruent sides. I don't remember if my words were exactly that. Corresponding sides, but it was pretty similar to that, right? So the one choice was because two sides and the included angle were known congruent. That was wrong. The other one was that the included angle between the corresponding sides was not known congruent. That was the correct answer. All right. So here cannot be determined, right? Because we don't know angle B is congruent to angle E, and we have no way to find out. Well, that's the end of this podcast. In class, we're going to start right in with our next congruence postulate. Bye for now.